Welcome back, everybody, to another video brought to you by your boy Bishop Boas and, of course, the rest of the TWC family. Today, guys, we're going to be taking a look at OBS, otherwise known as Open Broadcaster Software. Now, this is the software you guys are going to need if you are trying to set up a stream. You could use a couple different options like Streamlabs, but I would highly recommend OBS, guys. Streamlabs has a lot of stuff running in the background. While it is a great program, but it can be very taxing on a system that's not up to par. Now, whether you have a good computer or a bad computer, OBS will also give you a few other options that are not available on other software. To start off, guys, we're going to be taking a look at a few different things. We're going to be looking at how to add a scene, how to add sources. We're going to look up at setting up your audio, getting you an overlay, and going through the whole process. So let's dive in, and we'll start at the very basic and set up a scene. So, guys, when you're first looking at your software, it should be blank, pretty much looking just like this. So what you're going to want to do is go down to your bottom left-hand corner where my cursor is and go to scenes. Now, we do have two here, but don't worry about those. But when you want to add a new one, you're going to go to the plus sign. So click on plus. It will ask you what you want to name your scene. Title it whatever you're going to be using it for. So if you want it for gameplay, for starting soon, be right back, ending. So let's go with another gameplay scene. Scenes are going to be where you're going to be putting sources in. All of your different sources added together will make up what you see live on stream. So the first thing we're going to want to add, so go down to your sources section, go to the plus sign, and you're going to want to add a video capture device. Now, you are going to need to have a capture card for this. There's a bunch of different options out there. I'll leave some links to some really good ones in the description of the video for you. I'm actually using an Elgato 4K 60 Mark II, which is the internal capture card, which plugs into right into your motherboard. Now you can go with the Elgato HD60S Plus, great card. There's the Razer RipSaw, another great card. Elgato also came out with the HD60X, which I haven't tried it yet, but I've been hearing good things about. So you're going to want to click on video capture device. And now I would title this. Make sure you guys title everything so nothing gets confused. You're not wondering where, which thing is which. So if we title this Elgato, hit OK. Now you'll see a blank screen like this. Now, on the device line, it's saying HD60S Plus. I also have an S Plus set up for my PlayStation, but we're going to be looking at our Xbox capture card right now. So, which is the 4K 60 Pro Mark II. And there we go, guys. Pretty simple, easy, right? So there's our Xbox home screen. And what you guys have to also remember is you're going to be layering stuff in your sources section. So make sure your Elgato is always at the bottom. Your game source is always at the bottom. Anything you put underneath the Elgato source won't appear on screen because the Elgato source will be on top of it. What we got to take a look at next, guys, too, is adding in your audio sources. So for your mic, you're going to want to set it to whatever microphone you're using. So if you go to mic auxiliary audio, you're going to come down, you're going to find the mic that you're using and just click in on the mic and choose it. For desktop audio, whatever you're going to be using for your audio output, I have my speakers, which are the Razer Nommo Chromas. Great speakers. Again, links will be in the description, guys. Just setting those will have you set up in the audio mixer on your main page. So, guys, and there's a lot of different things that you can add to. Now, one of the main things that you guys are going to have to worry about eventually is your sound quality. Now, your microphone is a very important aspect of this. In on stream and recording this video, I'm using the Wave 3 Elgato mic. Absolutely love it. Again, there'll be links in the descriptions for all this stuff. If you guys want to check out a really easy, simple fix. So if you're having problems with your microphone being too loud, or it's picking up a fan in the background or an air conditioner or whatever it may be, your computer, you don't want those pesky background noises, or your mic's too loud and it's peeking into the red too much, which you never want to happen. What you're going to do is you're going to come over to your microphone source in the audio mixer. You're going to go to filters, and you're going to want to add a compressor and an expander. Now, for the compressor, you're going to want to put your ratio to 4, threshold to -25, your attack to 2, your release to 100, and your output gain to 6. For expander, you're going to want to put your ratio to 4, -24.2, attack is going to be 2, your release is going to be 100, and your output gain is going to be 0, and detection you're going to leave at RMS. Setting my mic up this way, guys, I don't need to add a noise gate. I don't need to add anything else. And keep in mind, behind me, I have a ceiling fan. I have an air purifier. My computer is right underneath me. And even when I'm live streaming, if I have music playing over my speakers may be a foot away from my microphone, and it never picks up the audio coming from my speakers. Try it like this. Don't add anything else, and trust me, your sound will end up being perfect every time. You'll never peek into the red, and you won't be picking up a lot of background noise at all, if any. So, if you want to go next to add in, say, a browser source. Now, there's a couple different things that you're going to want to end up setting up on your stream, and one of them will eventually be an overlay. Now, when you guys think of your overlays, there's a bunch of different options out there. There are free options, there are paid options. I'm also an affiliate with Owned, so I can leave a link in the description for Owned if you want to go check out some of their stuff. They have a massive library of everything that you could need or want for streaming. I've used a ton of their products in the past, and they actually just started doing animated emotes on their website as well. So you could take your existing emotes and they'll animate them for you, which is actually pretty cool. So let's take a look right now, guys, and we're going to be grabbing our overlay that we're going to be using for this video, and we're going to add it into our sources. So here's where we're going to be doing, adding, our overlay into our stream. So again, you're going to go down to your sources section. You're going to click on the plus sign and go up to browser. Now, if you guys are thinking about a browser source, that's going to be anything that is external from a website. So anything that you're trying to add from a website, whether it's an overlay, whether it's a shout out command, whatever it may be, it's going to be from, you're going to get the URL and add a browser source. Now let's title this overlay. Now you're going to highlight the URL and you're going to hit Control V as in Victor. Now we're using an overlay from Stream Elements. Now to get this to line up right, we're going to put in 2200 by 1200 and hit OK. So this is one of the overlay packages from Stream Elements. Now, I was talking before about a bunch of free overlay packs. Stream Elements, guys, I use them a lot. They are a great website. That the ease of use, the amount of different things that you can get from their website for free is staggering. And all of their overlay packs come fully loaded with alerts, camera windows, socials, multiple screens. You can add in starting, intermission, be right back, ending. They all come in one pack, and on Stream Elements, they're free. When I first started out streaming, I was using Stream Elements for my overlays. It's a great place to start, and they have a lot of different choices. Make sure you guys check them out. Again, I'll be leaving links in the description for all of this at the end of the video. So now that we have our overlay, if you want to go in and add a camera, what you can. Now, if you guys are going to be using a camera, you're going to want to be adding in another video capture device. So think of a video capture device as anything that you would be capturing video with. The capture card is capturing the video from our console. So we're going to click the plus sign, go to video capture device again. And remember, you want to be labeling everything. So let's label this main camera. So you're going to have all your different sources. There we go. And don't mind all the stuff in my background. So we are using a green screen, but it doesn't look right, does it? Why is that over that right there? Now, remember, guys, we were talking earlier about layering things. So if you're going to set up a camera with an overlay, you're going to want to make sure that your camera source is underneath your overlay in your sources. So now it's underneath it. So now I could put that, line that up just right. And here's a little trick, guys. If you can't get something to fit right, now we have this little part that we don't want here because it's out of the camera window. If you hold Alt on your keyboard, go to the end, it'll allow you to drag that up without moving and adjusting the whole size of the camera window. So now we want to get rid of our green screen. If you go back over to your sources and go to your camera source, you're going to right click. You're going to go to filters. Now you're going to come down to effect filters. Click the plus sign. and you're going to want Chroma Key. And it's already labeled for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, most of the time, guys, the settings in the Chroma Key will be pretty spot on. So again, our green screen's gone. We don't see anything. We don't see any lines. We don't see any distortion. So I think it looks pretty good, right? So we can close that. And now we have a camera window with a green screen in the back. Now we don't have to worry about any of it. If you go to output, now, when you're first looking at it, it's going to look like this. You want to change this at the top, output mode to advanced. That's an important step. Now, you got 4 tabs here: streaming, recording, audio, and replay buffer. So for streaming, which is going to be our main one that we want to worry about, if you have a graphics card, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you're going to go to encoder, and you're going to want to put that on NVIDIA NVENC H.264. That is your graphics card. You want your graphics card encoding for you over your PC, over your actual processor. This is going to free up your computer. Instead of having to do all the heavy lifting, your GPU will do the heavy lifting for you instead of your CPU. If you're having trouble when you're crashing a lot, or you're having a lot of pixelation, your stream's messing up a lot, it's probably because your settings are too high. If you're on X264, you might have to sacrifice some of your high settings or look at upgrading. Now, I'm going to be looking specifically at the settings for if you have a GPU. So you're going to want your rate control to be at CBR. Now, depending on your internet speed, Twitch maxes out their bit rate at 8,000. I have very good internet where I am. You're going to have to do a speed test and figure out exactly where your bit rate needs to be. Generally, you're going to want it in between 4,000 and 6,000 for average average internet speed. Now, when you do a speed test on your computer, you can go to Google, run a speed test, and just go type in Google speed test. Don't worry about the download speed. That is not the number we want to look at. And when you first start the test, the first number that will pop up will be the download speed. What you need to worry about is your upload speed. You're going to be uploading stuff to the internet, to Twitch. So if your upload speed is not high enough, you can't set your bitrate super high. Your keyframe interval should be at 0. Your preset should be at quality. Your profile should be at high. Now, you guys can have look ahead and visual tuning on if you like. You want your GPU at 0 and max B frames at 2. Now, if you're going to be using OBS for recording, you can click on the recording tab, and you're going to want to change your recording format to MKV. Now, normally, if you have it set on MP4, if your OBS crashes, you're going to lose everything. If you have it set on MKV, it will save up to a certain point when you're doing your recordings. So make sure it's set to MKV. And there's plenty of software out there, and you could actually have it set to auto change it to MP4 when you're done with the video as well. Again, you want your encoder to NVIDIA NVENC H264. Now, rate control, you want CBR. And now for bitrate, you can jack this number up really high. Mine's at 20,000 for recording. You're recording, so it's not going to be worrying about your internet speed. So put your bitrate high for this, 20,000 at least. We have our keyframe at 0, preset quality, profile high, look ahead and cycle tuning off, and GPU and max B frames. GPU is at 0, max B frames is at 2. Now for audio, you could leave this alone and leave everything at 160. And replay buffer, that's if you want to set up a replay buffer and have an instant replay. I'm going to go over that stuff in a different video. We got a couple more videos coming up real soon, everybody, so make sure you stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching so much. I really hope this helped you, and if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comment section. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you get the notifications when we do drop these upcoming videos that we are going to be putting out. We're going to be looking at advanced audio issues. We're going to be looking at nested scenes. We have a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to be looking at real soon, guys. And trust me, you are not going to want to miss out on these settings. I promise you that. Again, thank you for watching. Make sure you stop by the stream, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one.